A new security camera that works with Wi-Fi or without. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Anker Innovations is Senior Public Relations Manager Brett White.
How are you?
Terrific. Great to see you. And Anker has unveiled under its Eufy brand, EUFY, a new 4G LTE Cam S330. This looks really versatile. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Fred, we put out our first 4G camera about a year and a half ago, and one of the key pieces of feedback that we got both from consumers and our media friends was the lack of that dual mode 4G and Wi-Fi capability. And so one thing I think that really speaks to the nimbleness of Eufy is the ability to then turn around, less than 18 months later and produce a product that not only achieves that dual mode capability, but adds in some really powerful and impressive solar recharge capabilities, a pan, tilt, and zoom camera that has up to 4 times hybrid zoom. And really, I think does a really good job of pretty much being a camera that needs virtually no maintenance.
This is really high resolution too, right?
Absolutely. This is a 4K camera, and that gives it the ability to really lock in both on finer details, such as maybe even like a license plate information, facial details. Because that's one thing that that we've really stressed is working with our Homebase 3 data hub. This new product, the S330 4G LTE Cam, has the ability to pull in artificial intelligence capabilities from the Homebase 3 to let the user be able to detect movement in front of their property or anywhere on their property of facial recognition and body movements. And what that means is you can actually use the Eufy Security app when you receive a notification to separate a family or friend from a stranger or an intruder. Basically, you can kind of work with the app to program who are the familiar faces versus who are the people that are either coming to your house for the first time. Even if it's a courier, obviously there's no problem with that. But if you did have an intruder, it would actually send you a separate notification that would say, we don't recognize this face, and that's why we're updating you on who's on your property right now.
And you're giving your purchasers some options when it comes to the connectivity. Tell me about that.
Right. So basically, we give the ability for when you actually unbox the 4G LTE Cam S330, it will come inside with a already loaded SIM card, and that gives you 1 week of free use. Basically, just kind of get you up and going, and then you can work with your carrier, whether it's Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T, to basically extend that contract. But we give you at least 1 free week right out of the box. And basically, you can just tailor that with whoever your current carrier is. We want to make sure that you're able to start using it right away, and that you have the peace of mind knowing that whether you're mounting your camera just right on your front porch and probably using Wi-Fi, or if you have a larger property and maybe you're mounting the S330, hundreds of feet away on maybe like a fence post, using that 4G connectivity, that basically you're covered either way.
And of course, the cost of that with the data is going to depend on your carrier and the plan, et cetera.
Exactly. But one thing you won't have to worry about is any costs for accessing or storing your access or storing your video. Because one thing that Eufy really prides itself on is we do not charge any subscription fees to store or access your video or audio footage.
And you mentioned the Homebase 3, which is an option here, right? It doesn't ship with this camera, but it can really add to the experience. Tell us about it.
Right. So the Homebase 3 is our data hub that serves as kind of the brain for your home security system. So you can sync that to not only the S330 4G LTE cam, but any of our dual camera series devices, Eufy Cam 3. All of those devices will work with Homebase 3. That basically, once you have it synced in together, you can actually take advantage of a new feature that we launched last September that's called cross-camera tracking. And the easiest way to explain that is, say that, Fred, you're walking up to my house and I have a solar camera that is mounted maybe at my driveway, a video doorbell that's mounted at my front door, an indoor camera that is stationed maybe in my front hallway once you've made it inside, and then maybe our new floodlight E340 camera out in the backyard. So how this cross camera tracking would work is as you walk up my driveway, there's camera one. My solo cam has detected you. It will then do a seamless handoff to my video doorbell. So as you come up to my front door and ring the doorbell, basically as the solo camera, as you walk out of frame for the solo camera, the video doorbell will pick you up. You'll then walk into my house. You'll walk out of the frame of the video doorbell into the frame of the indoor camera, which will then track you through my house into the backyard, where the floodlight camera, which also has a pan and tilt camera, will pick you up. And the way that the cross camera tracking works is not only is it picked up your path all the way in and out of my house, it'll send you one video clip and one video notification that it's spliced together. So this cuts down on the amount of notifications that you get, makes it much more efficient, incredibly accurate. And that's all made possible through your devices, your Eufy devices that are synced up to Homebase 3. That cross-camera tracking feature is actually made possible through that data hub.
And the base can have lots of storage.
Absolutely. You can expand your storage up to 16 terabytes. Now, we actually ship a 1 terabyte card with the Homebase 3 standard, but if you want to, I believe the testing that we've done, if you had a 16 terabyte card in your Homebase 3, that would be, with normal usage, give or take, about 60 years, that's 60 of nonstop video footage that you could store without ever having to record over anything, which is pretty incredible.
And with this whole system that you described, it sounds like you could make a movie.
I'll tell you what, it would be high quality video and you wouldn't miss a single frame because, again, because we're starting to really design a lot of our cameras with that pan and tilt capability. It really makes it to where you have no blind spots anywhere on your property, which gives people really good peace of mind when they're wanting to make sure their home is safe and secure.
And with that pan and tilt capability, you've got another new camera, a fairly new camera, the Floodlight Cam E340. Tell us about the features of that.
Yeah, right. So what we've done with the Floodlight Cam series is we've got two lights that are mounted to the top of the camera. So you've got the camera turret on the bottom that has two cameras, one that is a wide angle camera and one that is a zoom camera that I believe can zoom up to, let me just check my notes here, 8 times hybrid zoom. And you can set those floodlights to go off with movement. You can set them to go off. You can just toggle it on and off manually through the Eufy security app. But it basically has the ability to mount into your current either a wall outlet, or you can actually replace your overhead fixture with the E340 floodlight cam and have it kind of serve as both a porch light and a security monitoring service. And again, it can take advantage of all of the AI capabilities, including that cross camera tracking feature working with Homebase 3.
I was going to say it will work with the Homebase 3 as well. You have some other cameras out too, the Eufy Cam 3. I think you did mention them, and they have the solar capability built in.
Absolutely. And actually the S330, the 4G LTE cam, also has solar capability. The difference, primary difference in those kind of the design of those two devices is the Eufy Cam 3, its solar panel is built in right to the top of the unit. It's just a little panel that sits right on top of the actual device itself. With the 4G LTE Cam S330, it is a separate panel that you can actually tether into the back of the actual camera unit. The camera will kind of sit like this, and then you'll have the solar panel just right above it, just kind of tilted at an angle, so it can take in sunlight during the day. One other dimension that's really impressive about the 4G LTE Cam, the S330, it only requires, we've gotten it to the point where it only requires just 2 hours of daily sunlight, and you can run that device for an entire day, which is a huge jump from kind of prior solar recharging timing limits.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about the LTE camera. So you're asking the solar panel to provide enough power to operate that,
right,
along with the camera, which is pretty impressive.
And the Eufy Cam 3, I think that obviously is still a great flagship camera. Has incredibly great battery life if you ever are without sunlight, I know sometimes in the Northeast and the Northwest, there can be some times when you can get a lot of rain where you almost are just praying for it to stop. But you'll still be really well covered with that Eufy Cam 3. It has a 4K camera, incredibly durable, both color, day and night vision, incredible clarity. And I believe that has 4 times hybrid zoom as well. So another great product to add into your existing security system that has just incredible functionality. And again, also works with Homebase 3 to enable that cross-camera tracking functionality.
Beyond that, for people who don't have the Homebase 3, there is a micro SD card slot in pretty much all these cameras?
Yes, there's a micro SD card slot. I know definitely in the indoor camera that we made this also a dual camera device. Yes, in the floodlight camera. Yeah, most of these we're really trying to give people the option of whether or not they want to take advantage of the Homebase 3. We don't want people to feel that they're having be forced into a purchasing decision. We want to give people as many options as possible. So yeah, more and more of our security devices you will see having a micro SD card slot.
And for people who want cloud storage, not required at all, you do offer that as an option, right?
Yes, we do offer that. You can go to our website, which is Eufy, and again, that's spelled EUFY.com. And you can find our list of different cloud services, and that includes both self-monitoring and professionally monitored options. But yes, we do offer that, but we really do make a huge emphasis on the fact that all of our devices do offer local storage. That offers incredible security. It's most of the time much less much more secure as far as outside hacking and those type of attacks, and really allows you to have the peace of mind of knowing that your footage is on your device, that it's locally stored, and that you have the ability to control who can access it.
Again, the site is eufy.com, EUFY.com.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on the innovations. And Brett White, thanks for taking time with us.
Thanks for having me, Fred. Have a great day.